It mostly came from the students themselves that were part of VOYCE because there was a lot of incidents where students were experiencing harsh discipline in their schools, which is why they came together to create SB 100, which is the second bill that VOYCE created and also passed.
You know, the beauty of VOYCE is that it's youth-led, and so I think like a lot of youth were really tired and frustrated of, you know, the discipline that was going on in the school and the disparities as well, and so we all came together and we made this beautiful bill.
100 was in effect when I was going to school. It would have stopped a lot of injustice from happening, and it would have given some of my peers a fighting chance. Because a lot of them did not graduate, ended up in prison, or dropped out. I hope that when SB 100 becomes law next month, that it will right so many wrongs. Most of all, I hope that all people can once again be treated with dignity and respect. Thank you.
I feel like some schools need more resources than other schools. When we get those resources and when we get those counselors and when we get those programs in restorative justice, that's one of the ways that we have equity in our school.
The school that we come from, we lost about $1 million in budget cuts. We basically lost some of our counselors. One of them was a resource for undocumented students. When we have equity in education, we're able to see which schools need the resources. When you don't provide those schools the necessary tools to succeed, the school is being pushed towards failure. And it's really important for students to know that their education matters.
I think a lot of those schools that need more resources than others and don't get those resources are usually fall into the cracks and they fall into the prison systems, and then, you know, that's how we have the school to prison pipeline. That's where I feel that's where it all starts.
SB 100 contributes to equity because you're able to like implement restorative justice into like places that are needed. A lot of schools had been following the zero tolerance policy. It's really like ridiculous to think about how a student could just be missing their education for more than 3 days because they like were wearing the wrong uniform or they were talking in class. It's so hard for them to catch up that eventually they fall into the school to prison pipeline. With restorative justice, the way that works is that like now you're able to understand what the student did or like why they did this, and if something's happening outside of school, how could we provide them the necessary tools or like resources to either like mental health or like rehabilitation resources to see how can we push that student towards success.
I think it's really good that you bring officials and stuff like that, and you know, parents and other people like that, and then you also bring the students and you guys come up with a plan together. Because when I was working with Generation All, we like put together two groups, and usually they're two different age groups as well, and we're working together to make a better learning experience.
The mission just it goes with everything that we want to do as students. And also because of y'all, I was able to meet Karen Lewis, who is the president of CTU, which was pretty exciting for me.
I think it's important because ultimately they're going to be the ones affected by it. The students know their environment the best.
If I didn't get involved, I would have not been able to develop more leadership. When you don't pay attention to the students and you don't involve them into a process where they can build leadership, then what are they entering and leaving high school with?